many files were backed up, etc. We can then also provide custom reporting for you, where we've got a reporting engine which is extremely powerful that our Blue Sky team has access to, and is part of your what we call the partner delivery phase, PDT. So, I mean, here's the timeline, just for everybody's benefit. Here's the timeline of what happens. You call in, you get a mock-up, you get an ROI model built. Next week, you decide that you want to become a partner. Then we kick off partner delivery, and that takes between 1 and 4 weeks, where we work with you to skew up, okay, how are you going to sell this? What are your sales and marketing product offerings? And then what do you want the product to look like from a branding standpoint? How do you want to handle billing and support, which we've just been talking about? And then what kind of reporting would you like? And so during that process, there's an opportunity to then either determine that the standard reports are sufficient or to get custom reports programmed, and we'll deliver custom reports to you. So think of it as like a mini ERP deployment as you go through defining the sales and marketing side of the product, then the actual core PC product itself, then going on to the business reporting, and then going on to the billing and provision.
Daniel asked about incremental.
Okay, so Daniel Brown asks, does your software support incremental file backups? Absolutely, Daniel. So generally we employ binary delta compression, which on a daily basis will just produce the binary differential between a file in the previous day's version, and then only ship the binary difference, which usually what that translates into is extremely lightweight use of network resources when subsequent backups are being run. Scott Mayabara asks, when you have multiple users using the same computer but don't want them to be able to see each other's backups on the cloud? So Scott, you don't have to give users access to the software for it to be running on that PC. So that can be running on the PC without the interactive user on the PC knowing the credentials to get into it. Samuel Dallaire asks, great, and the white labeling would be perfect for us. I'll give a call to the sales rep. Great. Derek Manzel asks, what is the restore time for data? Does it need to queue up on SOS service for a period before the files are available? Absolutely not, Derek. Mozy was famous for this, where recovery mightn't be available for up to 12 hours. Data is instantly available to you, which is crucial in times of, when you're doing a full recovery. So the data is available to you in real time. Eric Brenfell asks, with our clients, SOS will handle a degree of support directly, or is this mostly up to us as partners to handle this? Yes, Eric, it's up to you, the partner, to determine if you want to handle the support or if you want us to handle it. We can do either. Matthew Tucker, will you sign an NDA with our clients? Yes, Matthew, we often do that, and our sales reps will have to go through our general counsel's office, but that's not a big hiccup. Chris Muller, private comment. Okay, Chris, we'll get back to you about that. Thank you for that feedback. Okay. Nick, I'm not sure I can pronounce that last name. Harmosis asks, are there plans to back up full operating systems, programs, and drivers eventually? Yes, Nick, that's on our roadmap, but subject to the comments earlier about doing full disk images over the wire. Right now, the data we've got from our partners is that it's really not a business need. You do a full local backup on site for that type of scenario. Is online backup for the most mission-critical data that you really have to take off-site. Okay. Bruce Cantellis says, if we were to onboard a large customer, say 600 gigabytes of data, can we seed the process with a USB drive? Yes, Bruce, we actually pioneered that approach in the market. We call it PMU, physical media upload. We've been imitated by a few others now, but yep, we can do physical seeding. Daniel Brown says, when autosave is enabled, does the affected support of incremental backup? No, it doesn't affect the incremental backup, Daniel. Tom McConnell says, I've called in, but I'm asked for an extension. Tom, I think it's 1 for sales, I think the menu says. Gerard Bayham says, when will SOS support BlackBerry smartphone? Gerard, we've got an alpha of the BlackBerry app out right now, and we're planning on launching it next month. Okay. Mark Collinus says, does the CDP backup live to your servers, or is it always a scheduled backup which stores and transmits later? No, Mark, it's live to our servers, so we're the only online backup company who does that, live CDP to the cloud. We call it Live Protect, and it's a very powerful part of the software. It allows you to monitor key files, and as soon as they're edited, send that snapshot to the cloud. And you couple that with an unlimited version free, you don't have to worry about the version tree is being truncated because of too many versions. So you end up with a snapshot of every single change to the file. Okay. Bruce Cantella says, how do you position your product against vendors that use an on-site appliance and tout speed and performance due to the appliance? Well, Bruce, so the real question is, how are you going to position this against those vendors, right? And the answer is that your backup solution's got local backup as well. So you could sell an appliance if you wanted to, right? You can sell to your customer an appliance because there's local backup software included. So they can run a local backup from all of the nodes in the network to that central box, and then they can do then you can set up the offsite backup to trickle offsite from that. So we've got partners who in fact do that and sell a full hardware software solution to their customers. It's part of the power and flexibility of our software platform and our go-to-market strategies. Our partners can really slice and dice the offerings however they like. Brandon Jernigan, just to prove we're not reading only the positive questions, says, as a current partner, I find the usability of the reseller portal low. Do you have plans to increase the intuitiveness of that interface? Brandon, we've got a partner portal update coming out in the next 14 days, actually. And we've done a lot of work on the usability of that portal, so I hope that addresses your needs. In the meantime, I'd really recommend you work with the Blue Sky team to get customer reporting. If it's, and that will give you whatever data you need, because those reports are built to your specific business requirements. Raina Willicke says, which OSs are currently supported by a client software? Raina, XP through to,
everything.
Yeah, XP Vista, Win 7, 32-bit, 64-bit, Win 2K3, Win 2K8, 32, 64, Win 2K. So the whole Microsoft world. We've got iPhone application, BlackBerry application as well.
And then, as mentioned previously, if you have a mixed environment, if you have concerns over Linux, Macs in the environment, etc., we have strategies to back them up as well. We just need to know about it, and we will share with you what we do until we have a native client.
Daniel Brown says, does your client software support compression and dedupe? Yes, Daniel, it does, but you don't need to worry about that. We absorb all the costs associated with versioning and compression. So all you have to worry about is the size of the data on your client's PCs. You don't need to worry about versions or anything else. Stephen Etreem asks, will you be supporting Droid cell phones? Yes, Stephen, we will be, but probably not until later in the year. Our focus is iPhone and BlackBerry for native clients. I should add, we've got a mobile portal which works on more than 300 smartphones, which lets you access your data, stream your data, share your data. So that there is that mobile portal which works on 300 smartphones, which meets most of our customers' needs.
Yeah, so what you're talking about is the ability to actually back up the phones. We're in process with Apple to do it natively, with BlackBerry, and growing. However, currently, today, you can access your data on just about any smartphone you have.
Eric Bramble asks, what more specific marketing advertising material support is available included with the branding, i.e. online integration with shopping carts such as virtual carts, CMS websites? What other examples are there available? Kind of a broad question, Eric. Lynn wants to jump in.
Yes, Eric, I have a show and tell with one of the partner specialists. Really, we are endless in our ability to gear up and give some specific solutions in every area that you mentioned on that list. Yeah.
So, I mean, can we help you integrate with CMS? Yes. Can we help you integrate with cards? Yes. We've got a full-blown provisioning and user account management API. We've got a rich library of marketing materials available to you, whether it's email marketing or website templates, or it's actual more old-school, product brochures, for example, fixed mail pieces. So there's, a rich library of options available to you on all the categories you've mentioned, and really, feel free to call in and ask for Lynn Weber in particular. She's pretty excited about your questions.
I want to answer Dan's question. Dan, you're asking a question about us versus Carbonite. I would love to address that specifically with you, or frankly, whoever your partner specialist is. Pretty much there's not anything that Carbonite will bring to the table that compares to what we do. So yes, what they specifically can do, we can do. and then some. So
and yeah, we do have that feature, Dan. So yes, we have a Windows shell overlay as well that shows whether or not a file's in the backup set. But generally, Carbonite's a pretty low-fidelity online backup solution. They've had some issues with losing some data from their data centers. They've had some issues with usability of their product and just speed and performance compression and all sorts of problems. Their background is very consumer-centric. So, yeah, look, if it's in Carbonite's system, it's a pretty safe bet that it's in SOS's system. But for specifics, please talk to one of our specialists. Okay, running out of questions here, and we're also running out of time. Scott Mayabara asks, are your backup solutions for Mac included as a Tier 1 partner, or is that an additional cost? So, Scott, we don't have a Mac native client. We would handle, so, you know, we're not an ideal solution if you've got a heavily Mac predominant environment. Where we've got a solution is if you've got a predominantly Windows network with some Mac in it, and we can handle that. And that's part of the Blue Sky Complex Environment Support Program, in which case it could be bundled into your partner program. It might be an additional cost. It really depends what level of partner you're coming in at. David Morton asks, can we partner without rebranding, collect a share of the sale, but our customer deals directly with you as your customer? David, it's not what we focus on doing, and everything we've talked about today is tailored to the partners who really want to get into a branded online backup business. We do have an affiliate program, which you might be interested in, but most of today's content has been aimed at launching a branded online backup solution. Daniel Brown, what connection speed does your data center support? Up to 100 megabits, Daniel. We don't cap, everybody else does. It's another one of our kind of sweet spots. We've got lots of customers who upload more than 10 megabits. Irina Shevenchenko says, do you have a data farm physically located in Canada? We're launching one in Toronto, Irina. We don't yet have one in Canada.
But Irina, I can predict the type of questions and concerns you have, as we have tons of partners in Canada. Yeah. And should you be interested in hearing our answer to that solution or that felt need, yep. We certainly will answer that for you.
Probably got more than 100 partners in Canada, and we've got tens of thousands of customers up there. So you really should talk to us because generally it's not a requirement that the data stay in Canada. In fact, we've never come across a scenario where it's actually required. A lot of people think it is, but it's actually not.
And that single decryption key that we've talked about in different environments is quite sufficient to meet just about any country's data security requirement or data staying in the country need. Yep. So I'd love to talk to you too, Irina, about that.
Stephen Atreem says, can central backup file be updated from 2 locations? For example, could I save my QuickBooks file and update it from a home system? Stephen, not really, because we maintain an hierarchy of where data comes from, so we'd be backing it up in both places. Chris Muller says it's been very useful, and he's left. Thank you, Chris. Daniel Brown asks, in reference to my previous question, specifically, do you throttle individual customers to a given data transfer rate when they're backing up and restoring? Absolutely not, Daniel. Everybody else does. We don't understand why. I kind of think that's blasphemy in terms of, I mean, speed is one of the biggest problems facing the online backup industry, so why on earth would we as a vendor want to make that harder for our customers? And I just don't understand why our competitors do that. We certainly don't throttle anything. Okay, that is a wrap on the questions today. Thank you so much, everybody, for the participation. Again, I'm just going to launch a little poll here on the screen. I just want to remind everybody to be in the running for that Kindle to call in and to provide the promotion code, which is 0722 kilo 0722K. And if you quote that promotion code to one of the partner specialists here, you'll go in the running for that Kindle, which we'll announce on Monday. Thanks, everybody, for the participation today. It's been absolutely terrific. And I'd like to see you at future webinars. We generally hold these webinars every Thursday on different topics. And they're a wonderful way for us to get information about our customers and to talk to partners. And we learn as much in these webinars